Hello everyone, welcome to Power Electronics lecture series. Today in this session we will discuss about the commutation of SCR. As we know, commutation means turning off of SCR. We know that a thyristor is turned on by applying signal to its gate cathode circuit. Okay, that is nothing but the gate supply or gate current. For the purpose of power control or power conditioning, a conductive thyristor must be turned off as desired. The turn off of thyristor means bringing the device from forward conduction state to forward blocking state. Okay, I think you should have cleared the characteristics of SCR. So when the SCR is turned on, that is, it has forward conduction state. When the SCR is turned off, it has forward blocking state. So turning off of SCR means we are bringing the SCR from forward conduction state to forward blocking state. This SCR or thyristor turn off can be takes place as follows. That is, first, there's anode current falls below the holding current. Okay, and the second is the reverse voltage is applied to the thyristor for sufficient time to enable it blocking mode. So commutation is defined as the process of turning off a thyristor or SCR. Okay, commutation is defined as the process of turning off a thyristor or SCR. Once the thyristor starts conducting, gate losses control over the device. Therefore, external means may have to be adopted to commutate the thyristor. Okay, that means once we turn on the thyristor, the gate losses control over the device or the thyristor. So there should be some external means or external circuit, external power circuit may have to be adopted or should be provided to commutate the thyristor or to bring it back to the turn off state. So there are several commutation techniques. So the major types of commutation techniques are of two. That is two types. The first one is force commutation and the second is natural commutation. So we will see first what is force commutation. One can see the description of this force commutation. So it takes place in DC circuit. That means the input should be direct current supply. Okay. So in case of DC circuit, there is no natural current 0 to turn off the SCR. In such a circuits, forward current must be forced to 0 with external circuit to communicate the SCR. Hence the name as a force commutation. Okay, that means we are implementing or we are providing some external circuitry or external power circuit which should provide the reverse voltage to the SCR so that the SCR will ultimately turn off. This commutating circuit consists of components like inductors, capacitors. Those components are also called as commutating components. Okay, so in the force commutation, the commutating components are used as inductors and capacitors. These commutating components cause to apply a reverse voltage across the SCR that immediately bring the current in the SCR to 0. So due to inductors and capacitors or by adjusting the values of inductors and capacitors, we can provide reverse voltage across the SCR. Reverse means at the cathode it should provide the positive and at the anode it will be negative. Okay, reverse voltage. So due to this reverse voltage, the SCR will immediately turns off. So let's move forward. So based on this manner in which the zero current achieved and the arrangement of the commutating components, force commutation is classified into four different types. We can say, sorry, five different types. That is class A commutation, class B commutation, class C commutation, class D commutation and class E commutation. These commutation techniques mainly used in chopper and inverter circuits. So I will give you a brief description about the, in this video we will provide the brief description about class A commutation, class B commutation and class C commutation. So in the case of class A commutation, it is also called as load commutation. Okay, the class A commutation is also called as load commutation or self commutation or resonant commutation. Okay, there are three other names for the class A commutation, that is self commutation, resonant commutation or load commutation, and it is the type of force commutation. Please remember the differences. There are total 5 types in the force commutation. We can see class A, class B, class C, class D and class E. So we are studying the first, that is class A commutation. So class A commutation has another 3 names, that are self commutation, resonant commutation and load commutation. Class B commutation is also called as resonant pulse commutation, and class C commutation is also called as complementary commutation. We will see it afterwards in this video. I will make one separate video for class D commutation, class E commutation and natural commutation. Okay, so we will quickly move forward for the circuit diagram of class A commutation. So we can see there are total 2 circuits diagram for class A commutation. In the first circuit, the input supply is VDC, that is direct current input supply, DC supply, 1 SCR in series with inductor L and capacitor and RL. RL is nothing but the load resistance. So small c is the capacitor and RL are in parallel. In the next circuit diagram, that is in this circuit diagram, the load in series with capacitor and also load resistance and the inductor are, those are in series. Okay, that means LC and RL are in series. Here also DC supply, because the force commutation happens only in DC supply, the supply should be direct current. Okay, and the third diagram is the waveforms of class A commutation. Okay, so we will tell the brief description and the working principle of this class A commutation, means how that SCR is turned off using class A commutation or using these 2 components, that is L and C. So in this case, the load must be underdamped, RLC supplied with DC supply, so the naturally 0 is obtained. Okay, the circuit should be underdamped. Underdamped means what? The load current will ultimately decays to 0 after some time. Okay, underdamped condition is what? The load current will ultimately decays to 0 after some time. The commutating components L and C are connected in parallel or in series depending upon the value of load resistance. Okay, so depending upon the value of load resistance, we connect the components L and C as per requirement. So the value of load resistance and the commutating components are so selected that they forms underdamped resonant circuit. Okay, it should form underdamped resonant circuit to produce natural 0 current. So when the thyristor is turned on or SCR is triggered, how the SCR is triggered? Through this gate supply. Okay, so when the thyristor or SCR is triggered, a forward current flows through the thyristor and it will charge the capacitor. Okay, you can refer the both circuit diagram. Input supply is DC and we are triggering the SCR through this gate terminal. So SCR, as soon as the SCR is turned on, the forward current flows through it and it will charge the inductor L and the capacitor C. Once the capacitor is fully charged, okay, once the capacitor is fully charged, the SCR become reverse bias and the commutation of the device takes place. How the commutation is happens? Okay, so first step is what? We providing DC supply, also we are triggering the SCR through this gate terminal. The SCR is turned on, then it will flow the forward current and it will charge the capacitor and inductor. But after fully charge of the capacitor, the polarity of the plate of the capacitor will be plus at the top side and the bottom side it is minus. Okay, that means the top plate, upper plate has a positive polarity and the lower plate has negative polarity. So therefore this positive polarity will turn off the SCR. How? Because the cathode of the SCR is connected to the positive terminal. Okay, so that condition is nothing but the reverse biasing of SCR. Okay, so this is the main technique used in the class A commutation. I will again repeat this technique. After SCR is turned on, the capacitor will fully charge in the both the circuit diagram. After fully charge of capacitor, the polarity across the capacitor will be positive at the upper side and negative at the lower side. So due to this positive at the upper side, SCR will turn off. Then the capacitor discharge through the load resistance, okay, that is RL, to make ready the circuit for the next operation or the cycle. The time for switching off the SCR depends on the resonant frequency, which is also further depends on the components L and C. Okay, the time for switching off the SCR is totally depend on the resonant frequency and which is further depends on the components L and C. We can see in the waveforms, that is there are total 4 waveforms. The first waveform is of Ig, that is a gate supply or gate current for the SCR. The second waveform is of Vc, that is capacitor voltage. The third waveform is ISCR, that is current flowing through the SCR, and the fourth waveform is VSCR, that is voltage across the SCR. So as soon as we provide the gate supply, that is Ig, the waveform is marked in the first waveform, the capacitor voltage starts to develop. Okay, we can see in the second waveform, that is in the waveform Vc, that is voltage across the capacitor is increases as soon as we fired the SCR. So as soon as the voltage across the capacitor increases, the current flowing through the SCR, okay, that is shown by third waveform, that is ISCR. The current is flowing through the SCR or the current will rises, but after some time it decays to 0. Okay, it reaches to 0 when the capacitor is fully charged. Okay, the point is same, the point at which the capacitor is fully charged and the point at which the SCR current decays to 0 is the same. So ultimately when the SCR is turned on, the voltage across the SCR is 0. We can see in the fourth waveform. So what basic thing happen after fully charge of capacitor? Capacitor provide reverse voltage to the SCR and LCR which ultimately turns off. So that is complete mechanism of class A commutation. So let's move forward for the class B commutation. It is also one of the type of force commutation. Okay, it is also called as resonant pulse commutation. That means here are also inductor L and capacitor C forms a resonant circuit which ultimately provides reverse voltage to the SCR and SCR will turns off. This is basic principle in the class B commutation. So we can see the circuit diagram of the class B commutation, that is here is also DC supply which feeds the complete circuit, one SCR having gate terminal and the gate supply Ig, load resistance RL, inductor L and capacitor C. Those are nothing but the resonating components. So what happens in class B commutation or how we can turn off the SCR in this technique? We will see the principle. This is also self commutation circuit in which commutation of SCR is achieved automatically by L and C components once the SCR is turns on. In this case, which I have told earlier, LC resonance circuit is used, but which is connected across the SCR but not in series with RL. That is, it was series in the class A commutation, but in the class B commutation it is connected across the SCR but not in series with RL, that is load resistance. So I will explain the principle of the operation. So as soon as the DC supply is applied to the circuit, okay, that is VDC, capacitor charges with upper plate positive and lower plate negative, which is shown in the figure. Okay, as soon as we provide the DC supply, the capacitor will charge through this inductor as a upper plate positive and the lower plate negative. The polarity across the capacitor is almost capital voltage is almost capital E. It is same voltage which is provided by DC supply. So once the SCR is triggered, uh, please concentrate. When the SCR is triggered, current flows in two direction. The first path is from the supply, SCR, load resistance and against supply. Okay, this is the first path, that is VDC, SCR, RL and again VDC. And another one is commutating current through L and C components. Okay, this is a second path. So once the SCR is turned on, the capacitor starts discharging through C, L, T, T means SCR and again C. When the capacitor is fully discharged, it starts charging with reverse polarity. Okay, then it will start charging with reverse polarity. Hence the reverse voltage applied across the SCR. Okay, so as soon as capacitor charges with reverse polarity, the upper plate will be negative and the lower plate will be positive. So the same positive polarity will appears across the cathode terminal of SCR. So ultimately SCR will turns off. Okay, so this is a basic principle in the class B commutation. So how to communicate how to commutate SCR using L and C components. In this case, when the commutating current, that is IC, is higher than the load current, the SCR will automatically turn off and the capacitor charges with original polarity, that is which is the polarity earlier across the capacitor. So in this process the SCR is turned on for the some time and then automatically turns off for some time. This is continuous process and the desired frequency of on and off depends on the L and C values. And so this commutation is used in chopper circuit. Okay, the basic application of this commutation used in the chopper circuit. As you see in the waveforms of the class B commutation, you will clear the whole principle. So the we can see in the waveform, that is the first waveform is of Ig, that is gate supply for the SCR. The second waveform is the inductor current, that is IL. Third waveform is of ISCR, that is current flowing through the SCR. And the fourth waveform is of VSCR, that is voltage across the SCR. So as soon as we provide the gate supply, inductor charges, or we can say inductor current flows. Ultimately, as soon as SCR is turns on, forward current flows through the SCR. It will rise for some time and it will decay to 0 after some time. So as soon as the SCR turns on, the voltage across the SCR shown by fourth waveform, that is VSCR, is almost 0. So due to this charging and discharging of capacitor, we can provide the reverse voltage to the SCR and the commutation happens in the class B commutation. So this is principle behind the class B commutation, or we can say resonant pulse commutation. So let's discuss about the last commutation technique in this video, that is class C commutation, or it is also called as complementary commutation. It is one of the type of force commutation technique. Okay, so we will quickly see the what exactly happens in class C commutation. So in this commutation method, the main SCR is to be commutated is connected in series with the load. We can see in the construction or in the circuit diagram, and additional or complementary SCR, that is SCR number 2, is connected in parallel with main SCR. This method is also called as complementary commutation. So I will discuss the basic principle of how the turning of the SCR1 and SCR2 one by one. So from the circuit diagram we can see there is a DC supply RL, which is nothing but the load resistance. We can take it as a R1. There is another resistance, that is R. Please take it as a R2, one capacitor, and the SCR2, which is nothing but complementary SCR. So what exactly happens in the circuit, or how to commutate the SCRs one by one? So initially both the SCRs are off. They are in the off state, that is SCR1 and SCR2 are in off state. So at that time the voltage across the capacitor is almost 0. So as we supply the DC current to the circuit and we trigger the SCR first, the current will flow from load resistance SCR1 and again VDC, or we can take it as a E, then RL, then SCR, that is T, we can take it as a T, and again to the VDC, and again to the VDC. And there is another path also, that is from R2, that is capital R, C, SCR1 and the VDC. Okay, I think you got the complete first process for this principle. Okay, as soon as we turn on the SCR first, the current will flow from VDC, RL, SCR and again VDC, and the second part is of resistance R, capacitor C, SCR1 and again VDC. So as soon as capacitor is fully charged, the polarity across the capacitor becomes positive to the right side or right plate and the negative to the left plate. So after fully charging of the capacitor, the polarity across the SCR1 will be reverse bias. Okay, that means at the anode there is a negative voltage. So ultimately due to this reverse voltage or reverse polarity, SCR will turns off. But at the same time, if we trigger the SCR2 or complementary SCR, the polarity across the anode and cathode for the SCR2 is exactly uh, is it same to trigger the SCR2. Okay, that is at the anode it is positive voltage. So as soon as we trigger the SCR second, capacitor will discharge through the SCR2. So the current path will be from the DC supply, load resistance RL, capacitor C and SCR2, and there is another supply from the another path which is from VDC, R2, resistance R2 through the SCR2 and again VDC. So at that point capacitor will fully charge, which will have polarity like positive to the left side of plate and negative to the right side of plate. So due to this polarity, the SCR2 will commutate or SCR2 will ultimately turns off, and at the same time SCR1 will be triggered as soon as we provide the gate supply. Okay, so ultimately one by one we can turn on and turn off the SCR1 and 2. So this is basic principle behind the class C commutation. So in this video we have learned that force commutation techniques, first three techniques, that is class A commutation, class B commutation and class C commutation. So for class E and class D commutation and the natural commutation we will see in the next video. So that's all regarding with class A, B and C commutation. Thank you.